What is up? Today I'm going to show you 5 easy sublimation ideas and projects that you could get done super quickly. They are beginner friendly, or even if you are advanced, these would make perfect gifts, whether you're trying to make a personalized gift for somebody special, you want to sell custom gifts in your shop, or you want to have some lower ticket items to sell at a craft fair. All of these will serve you very well. If you're new here, my name is Allison and I post weekly tutorials to help you learn how to make new things, all things tumblers and sublimation and silhouette and all things crafty. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any new content. Today I'm going to be featuring sublimation blanks, all from Pro World. They have such a good variety and really good quality items for you to get started with sublimation. I really love the company and how quickly they ship things out, and I can't wait to show you 5 of their products today. If you have been following my channel for any amount of time, or you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've had a love-hate relationship with sublimation since I started. Mostly hate because I couldn't get anything to work right. I've been doing this now for a very long time, and it took me months and months and months of trying and practicing and wasting products to finally figure out how to do sublimation. So I can't wait to share with you how to make these and what I have learned to be the best practice. I will say that the main issue that I was having, it wasn't me, it wasn't my printer, it wasn't like anything I was doing wrong, it was truly my heat press. I have an old cheap heat press that just the heat distribution was off, the pressure distribution was off, and I wasted a lot of time and materials trying to learn how to do sublimation, all while it was really my press that wasn't good enough for these projects. So in my last video, I went through my new heat press and all the features that I love about it. So I'm gonna link that in the top right corner. And if you are interested in the basics and how to get started with sublimation, I'm gonna link that video too as well. I have a separate tutorial walking through those steps. For each one of these projects, I'm gonna show you a slightly different method to get the designs, to print the designs, to have for your sublimation projects. There are so many different softwares you can use and ways you can, get your design from here to your sublimation paper. So if you want to see more in-depth tutorials on any specific software or the actual design piece, let me know in the comments what you want to see, or if you just want a general overview of all those software pieces, let me know in the comments. But I am going to do each one of these just a little bit different so you can learn the different possibilities. But each one of these projects can be done with any one of these softwares or whatever method you want to do. I can't wait to show you these items from Pro World. They are really cute and gonna make really fun gifts for people. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, we are going to be using products from Pro World. They have so many blanks, and remember, you have to use blanks specifically made for sublimation. So you have to get them specific for sublimation. You can't just like buy any random thing to sublimate on. So this is where I like to get all of my blanks. Good quality, good prices, ship really quick. So let's get started. The first project I'm going to show you is this puzzle. It is a 60-piece puzzle. They have one with a few more pieces, but it is hardboard, and I really love it. I think it will make a great gift for somebody or for a kid, custom pictures, whatever you want. What I like about Pro World is that it gives you the dimensions. So 6.88 by 9.84. So for this particular project, I am going to go to Photoshop and create a canvas that is 9.84 by 6.88 inches. Then I'm going to press create, and I'm actually just going to drag an image. I bought this PNG file from Etsy. You can get images wherever you want. You do want it to be a high quality PNG image. So if I just drag this over, and then I'm going to resize it just a little bit to fill in this space. I am also then going to press enter. What I like about Photoshop is that you can improve the resolution. So if you want it to be a little bit sharper, it can be. So this is an awesome puzzle piece, and I'm going to print it from here. So if I go to Control P, I like to then, it's just going to print the right size on my paper, and I can have my Photoshop manage the colors. This is just what works for me. I have an ICC profile that works really well. So from here, I'm going to print to my Epson printer. So the first thing you need to do is unwrap the puzzle. It comes, you know, protected in plastic and put together. It actually lives on, it's the puzzle on top of a piece of cardboard, so that helps kind of maneuver everything and get you all set up. So what I did was place that image face down and flip everything over so I could tape it all down. I used my image to help me line it up. I pressed all of my pieces down flat, and then I went to tape it in place. So I taped the 4 corners, and then because I knew I was going to have to flip this back over, I decided to use some of my thicker tape and sort of just make sure every piece was attached. I didn't, you know, I try not to do too much tape because obviously it's like a pain to remove, but I basically wanted to make sure there was like tape touching every single piece to that paper, because anytime your paper can shift can cause kind of like ghosting and bleeding and stuff. So I just used scissors to trim off that excess tape. You really don't want it to hang over the edge of your paper, just because it just makes it a little bit harder in the end to peel off your paper. So I put that cardboard back on and flipped it over, you know, just in case. I didn't know what was going to happen. So for this particular puzzle, I put it on my heat press. I put down a piece of butcher paper before I added my puzzle because I didn't want any of that sublimation image to kind of bleed down onto my Teflon sheet. I just decided to leave it as is on top of that butcher paper because then that can absorb the color. I did remove the piece of cardboard underneath. I put my Teflon sheet over, and I did this for 90 seconds at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that was over, I peeled away the top sheet, right, that sublimation paper. And be careful when you do this because your substrate will be very, very hot. But I just peeled away that paper, and then I had to do my very best to remove this tape without messing up the puzzle too much because I didn't want to have to put it all back together. So I brought it back over to my workspace. I'm so, so happy with how it looks. It's so shiny. The colors are so, so vibrant. And my daughter is going to absolutely love doing this puzzle. The next project I'm going to show you is this plush pillowcase. It is a 15 by 15 pillowcase, and so fun to do custom pillowcases or seasonal pillowcases, favorite quotes, whatever you want. It does say that the blank size is 15 by 15, and remember that all of the instructions are here on the website. This one I am doing in Adobe Illustrator. I created a 15 by 15 canvas so I could figure out the sizing of my image. This image I downloaded from Creative Fabrica and sized it to what I wanted it. I did have to rotate it on its side because I only have a normal size printer. So when I go to File, Print, I had to change this to legal. So I put specific sublimation paper that is 8.5 by 14 to print this design. I put this one right on my press. You want to make sure that your press is big enough to accommodate the size fabric that you are doing. I have a 16 by 20 press, so it works perfectly for this pillowcase. Tape it in place and get it pressed. I did 60 seconds at 385 degrees, and I could pull away that top sheet, and it just turned out so perfect. You can make one for every season. The third project I want to talk about is this bottle opener and magnet. I am absolutely obsessed, and the possibilities that we have to customize these for people. So the sub blank size is 4 by 1 3/8, and I am going to use Microsoft Word to print this design. The actual color of this bottle opener gives me like a really vintage feel. So in Creative Fabrica, I searched vintage travel digital paper. That's just like the vibe it gave me. So you can of course create whatever you want, but for this one, I'm just going to use a digital paper that's already created. So I have a membership, so I'm just going to download it and extract this file and open it in Microsoft Word. So in Word, you can do the same thing in like Google Docs or something. You're going to go to Pictures
and insert a picture. And for this one, I am going to use this really fun like vintage map. And I'm just going to resize this and crop it to be the right size. So I need this to be about 3.1 inches long. I'm going to double click on this and I'm going to crop, and I'm going to change the width to be about a little over 1.5 because that's what we measured. So this is what I'm going to use to sublimate on that bottle opener. You can obviously customize this, add text, do whatever you want, spice it up, but I'm going to print this from Word just like this to my sublimation printer.
The bottle opener itself comes wrapped in plastic, and then this piece is actually the sublimation piece. It's just in there upside down to protect that, you know, during shipping and stuff, which I really, really like. So what I did was face down, put the substrate, and then I used my heat tape to secure it to this paper. Again, you don't want your paper to move. I'm absolutely obsessed with this tape dispenser. It's really worth it if you're going to be doing sublimation. So I will link this down below. It like pre-cuts little pieces of tape. So what I did was get that secure, go over to my heat press and put it on top of that butcher paper. Again, I like to protect the back surface. I preheated my press to 400 degrees. I put Teflon over the top and I pressed it with medium pressure for 60 seconds. And then when you are done, you can peel off that paper. It works really well to use some tweezers because sometimes it's hard to get that tape off. It's hard to remove that paper. You can see that I'm using the heat glove that actually came with my heat press because when you take these out of your heat press, they are very hot. This paper actually did stick a little bit, which is okay. I probably pressed it a little bit too long or maybe a little bit too hot, but it is super easy to fix. You can submerge it in some water and then that paper will come off. You can just kind of use your fingers to rub off any excess sublimation paper that may have stuck. So I got it dry completely. I removed that adhesive. It's like double-sided tape, put it together, and I absolutely love this bottle opener.
The fourth project we are going to do is this canvas pot holder. I actually think that these are really good quality pot holders, you know, like to actually use in your kitchen. So that's really good. They're so cute for different holidays or housewarming or marriage or whatever. You can totally customize these as you want. So the subling size is 7.5 by 9. And I am also going to use Adobe Illustrator for this project.
I designed this image in Adobe Illustrator. I grabbed this watercolor utensil image and put it on a black background. I printed right from Illustrator to get that on my sublimation paper. Remember, your images should be printed mirrored. So again, if you need help with the computer settings, I will link a video for you now. You do want to tape it in place. You really want to make sure that your paper is secure before you press it. The pot holder, just be careful with your pressure. I would definitely test out pressing it before you add your sublimation image. So you can press it for 45 seconds at 385 degrees, but you want to make sure that you have the proper pressure. Once you're done, you can remove that image. And this one, I put the image on a little bit crooked so you can see that there's a blank space there. So just remember to be extra careful when you place your images.
The fifth project we are going to do together today is this circle ornament. They have tons of different shapes. This is by far my most popular item. I love customizing these for people, and they are 3-inch rounds. So again, don't forget to check the instructions. And I am going to use a combination of my iPad, Adobe Illustrator, and Microsoft Word to get this printed. So I designed the image on my iPad. I added this text inside Adobe, and then I saved it as, I exported it as a PNG. And then I can go to Microsoft Word, insert a photo, and I have it saved to then resize in here if I need to, a little bit bigger than 3 inches because the ornament is actually 3 inches and I like to have it be a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna print it from Microsoft Word. You can print it right from Adobe, but it does go right in the middle of the page. So that's why sometimes I like to go to Microsoft Word and then I can fill up this whole page. So I'm not wasting my sublimation paper, but it's completely up to you where and how you want to actually print your designs. Again, let me know in the comments if you want to learn more about designing for sublimation and any printing details. Leave me a comment below to let me know.
This ornament is very similar to the bottle opener. I printed it out and then you can remove the ornament from that plastic. It does come with a ribbon, which is pretty cool. So you can have a decorative ribbon to add it to a Christmas tree. So get your ornament lined up on the image and tape it down. Then you can head over to your press. I did this one for 60 seconds at 375 degrees. Then you can head back over to your workspace and peel away your sublimation paper. These ornaments are so easy to make, so customizable, and super popular for people because everybody loves ornaments. So all of these items are super quick and easy to make, and honestly the possibilities are endless. Whether you want to make custom gifts for people, you want to do specific holidays, or you just want to have general lower price point items to sell, these are absolutely perfect for you to start creating. In my next video, I'm gonna walk through step by step how to make a sublimation tumbler because you all know tumblers are my favorite. So I'm gonna go through that process in my next video. I'm gonna put that up on your screen right now.